Welcome out again, everyone, to Sports Talk Mania. I'm your host, Lee Haygood. I'll be sitting here with you from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m., as I do each and every Monday. First off, I want to start the show. I want to congratulate the Lawrence County 14-year-olds on winning the Southeast Regionals and becoming Southeast Regional champs. And guess what? They get to move on to the Nationals, to the World Series for the 14-year-old age group. Got KJ in the studio with us today. KJ, man, them 14-year-olds, especially when we had one of our fellow Loretta people actually come up with a huge hit there at the end of the game to send us to the World Series in the 14-year-olds.
Yeah, big shout out to Jacob Laws and just the whole team, Lee. You know, I was able to listen to some of the games after church and got to hear Jacob drive in the winning run against in the first game, and then the guys were able to come out and pull it together, win that second game. Hey, headed to the World Series in Ocala, Florida. Don't get any better than that.
Man, I'm telling you what, KJ, it's just great. Like I say, that's what we're here for on Sports Talk Mania. We're mainly here for Loretta, Lawrence County, Lawrenceburg, Summertown. Excuse me, that's exactly what we've got this thing started for. I know we talk college. We're going to talk college. We're going to talk pro sports. We're going to talk any sports that's out there, the headlines that's out there and all that. We're going to talk about it here on Sports Talk Mania. But we definitely want to get all of our locals in there. And when I say locals, I don't mean just Loretta. I mean Lawrence County in general, because I love to see when these people, whether it's Summertown baseball going to championships or Lawrence County's football, baseball, basketball going to championships, or Loretta's football, baseball, basketball going to championships. Man, we want to talk about it here on Sports Talk Mania. We want to get the community more involved. We want to get, shout outs to all these sponsors that sponsor us and keep us going through the year and everything that happens. Yeah, as far as Mustangs TV, we're going to cover the Mustang sports for the most part. But that's the reason we've branched out, KJ. That's the reason you guys at Mustang TV branched out and said, hey, let's go a little further with this. Let's start the Big Fred show where we can talk about anything, and let's start Sports Talk Mania so we can talk about sports all around the community and the area and the county and the state and the United States. And man, I'm telling you what, we're enjoying it each and every Monday and glad and appreciate the folks that join us and the ones that I talk to that say they listen to the archive shows and all that. Man, we appreciate it. We appreciate all of our sponsors, as always, here at Sports Talk Mania and Mustang TV.
Absolutely.
On to other news, man. Breaking news today where DirecTV is bringing on that SEC network.
Yeah, that's huge news. It completes the national coverage. Dish Network already signed on to carry the SEC network, and now with the addition of DirecTV, plus the other deals that they've linked with all these other cable companies, this is going to be a very televised network, and rightfully so. I love it. We're all SEC fans. Of course, both of us are Tennessee Volunteer fans,
right.
But Alabama fans. Any team in the SEC, I really think is going to enjoy this network.
Absolutely, and they should. The SEC network, and I know a lot of people just out there thinking, well, you know what, that's just more money that DirecTV is going to get, or Dish Network, or your cable companies. Who knows? That might be in one of their, smaller packages. You may still be able to get a smaller package, and nobody knows that as of yet. I'm sure the DirecTV people do, and the Dish Network people do.
I looked before I came. We have Dish Network at the house. Okay. I looked because I was curious. I said, okay, are they going to offer this as a, just in the regular channel lineup? Are they going to make you pay for it? What's going on here? So I looked, and it's included. The SEC network is included in basically, like, they've got 5 different packages, all with total different amounts of channels. From the second package up, from what I saw, they're going to have it. And so if you've got, at least the second, like probably not just the basic channels only, if you've got anything above that,
right.
like we do at the house, you're going to be able to get it. So
hey.
I was thrilled to death to see that they're not going to be charging extra, just to get that channel. I mean, that's just I was really debating, going out and paying for it anyway, even if it was separate.
Right.
But that just puts the icing on the cake, so to speak.
That just made it easier for you to make that decision then, didn't it, KJ?
That's right.
Other things happening in sports, and don't know how many golf fans we got, but Tiger Woods had to withdraw from this latest tournament that he was in that Rory McIlroy actually ended up winning. And Rory McIlroy now ranked the top golfer in the world as of right now. So, hats off to him. Congratulations to Rory McIlroy. And who knows, he may be listening to Sports Talk Mania one of these days. He may be going through the internet and checking the web out, and he may check it out, and we want to congratulate him just in case he does. But again, the big news coming out of Lawrence County, Tennessee, congratulations to the 14-year-olds being Southeast Regional champs. Moving on, and I'm not sure what the actual setup is, KJ. Don't know if they've posted a schedule. I looked this morning, and I did not see where one had actually an official schedule had been posted on the World Series for our 14-year-olds. So
it's in 2 weeks, so they'll probably put something out next week.
Okay.
I imagine.
Okay. Well, I knew it wasn't. I didn't see anything out this morning, so that's what I was going by, and I knew that you'd probably been checking it out through the day as your job kind of deals with the internet in general. So figured you might have seen that or whatever. That's the reason I wanted to bring it up in case there was something announced today, but we'll go from there. Other things going on. I'm sure a lot of people's heard about Paul George breaking his leg overseas, playing in basketball overseas. That's one of those things that's always been a kind of touchy to me. I'm like this. If I own an NBA franchise, and Lord knows I probably never will because that's a lot of money to buy one of those things, as you can tell from the Sterling incident that's been going on about how much that team's supposed to be bringing and all that. With that going on like that, one thing that's always bothered me, if I own a team, KJ, you're not going over anywhere else and playing because, like Paul George, if I ain't mistaken, he gets like $13 million this coming season. He's not going to be playing for me this coming season.
Right.
I still got to pay him that $13 million because of the contract. And he's going off. I disagree with that. That's one thing. And they say, well, why would you not? Why would you penalize them and not let them? Well, you know what? Surely in their contracts, if they're doing something in their own time, I don't have to pay them that $13 million. But if they're doing something on what's called basketball time, then I got to pay them that. And that's something that I don't think I could do. If I was a team owner in the NBA, there is no way that I think I could allow myself to let Kyle Johnson, if he played for me, there's no way I'd let you go to overseas to play ball.
Mark Cuban made some interesting comments. I don't know if you saw those, Lee. Mark Cuban said that he thinks that there needs to be some major changes made because he says that the Olympic Committee has done a great job of making it sound like it's all about pride. It's all about representing your country and going out there and giving it all you've got for your country. But Mark Cuban says that it's really all about the money. He said they have done a great job of making people think that it's a pride and play for your country kind of thing, but he said in fact, no, it's all about the money. And he said the Olympic Committee is getting a ton of money for these games, and so something's going to have to happen somewhere. Because here's the thing. I'm a sports fan. I want to see the United States seeing the very best athletes that we can. No doubt about it. Because if we're going to compete, by golly, I want to win the thing. But at the same time, there has got to be some kind of protection, for these star athletes. If you're going to get the best athletes out there, which I think we should, no doubt about it, to represent the United States.
Right.
I think that they need to be protected. Now, what is the solution? I have no idea what the solution is, because it kind of goes along with the saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
So, I don't. What do you think about that, Lee?
Well, my outlook on that is I don't think these people should be getting paid all this money, especially when they're not going to be playing. I agree with you 100%. Where do you find that fine line? I don't know. I've got no clue of how to find that fine line, KJ. But my thing is I've still got to pay you money, even though you're not going to be playing for me. So I agree with you. I'm as big a USA fan when it comes to these, sports that's outside the U.S. I'm as big a USA fan as there is. My thing about it is we've got to find a way to actually get this kind of separated a little bit. I disagreed when the Olympic Committee first come out, and I think it was back in the early 90s, and you're probably too young for this, but back in the early 90s when they first said we're going to start letting professionals play on our Olympic team, my first thought was, wow, we're going to beat everybody because all these other places ain't got nowhere near the NBA athletes that we've got, here in the United States. So my thought was, cool, all right. But then as the years have passed, I'm thinking, no, wait a minute. Maybe that's not right, because we should be, the Olympics to me is people that's not professionals. And that's one thing that I've always looked at, I say always, over the past few years, I've looked at that and I thought, okay, you know what? LeBron James and Paul George and you name any of your big NBA stars, Dwayne Wade, they are actually taking some of these other players that could be going to this Olympic Games. They're taking their spots. Well, you know what? These guys, like you said, I don't think they're going for pride. I think they're going for money. I think overall it's going to be some kind of money going on that. And that's just my outlook. I kind of disagree with all that's happening as far as the professional players being able to play outside their realm, I should say.
Well, I don't think that and I don't know, do the professional players get paid to go play for the United States? I have no idea.
I'm going to say they're going to make money somewhere down through there.
Yeah, maybe a sponsorship
exactly.
or something.
And that's the thing about it. Michael, let's go back to Michael Jordan. I'm just going to throw him out there because to me, and I never was a big Michael Jordan fan, but I always respect him as the best player of what time I was, able to watch. Michael Jordan, he didn't make all his money on the court, KJ. He did not make his billions of dollars probably. He didn't make them playing basketball. He made them from Nike and all your other sponsors that come aboard with him and says, hey, you wear our shoes and let us create one called the Air Jordans or whatever. And I'm sure you remember Air Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
Just about all kids that played basketball had to have Air Jordans because they thought it was going to make them jump 6 inches higher. and it may have, but that's where he makes his money. And that's where I think a lot of these other athletes, the United States may not give them a red cent to play, but they're going to make their money somewhere.
Right.
And my personal belief is they're not going to go do this for nothing. And talking about nothing, KJ, we got a couple of tickets we're going to be giving away later on in Sports Talk Mania today. A couple of Titans tickets.
Yeah, we got 2 tickets to go see the Tennessee Titans play the Green Bay Packers Saturday night over at LP Field. And they've got an $80 value roundabout. So looking forward to giving those away. Lee, it's almost football time. Football is definitely been in the air, and I just wanted to thank our fans, and say, hey, let's give a couple tickets away. We're going to try to do some more giveaways, promotions throughout this year, and really get our fans involved because without our fans, without our sponsors, we can't do what we do, and so we appreciate all of the fans out there, and we appreciate the hard work that all of our athletes put in every
right.
day, And yeah, about 6:30, maybe a little before, maybe a little after. We're gonna give those away. So,
all right. And how is somebody going to win?
Well, we've been announcing on our Facebook page, our MustangsTV.com Facebook page. You go on there, and you got to do two things to get qualified. First, you've got to like our Facebook page. If you've already liked it, you're good. But there's also a second step. You have got to like the status, and it'll be a picture of the Titans logo. You've got to like that picture, and once you like that picture, and if you've liked our page, you are qualified for the drawing. So those are the two things you have to do to get qualified, and we have had a very good response so far out of it, and I'm certainly glad to see it. We've had, looks like right now, we've had 86 people to qualify, so I'm sure that number will increase before it's all said and done, and before we give these away. So looking forward to it.
If you hadn't yet registered, you still got about 14 more minutes or somewhere thereabouts, as KJ said. And what we're probably going to do is go to a break, get everything lined up, and then come back and do the drawing after the break sometime around the 6:30 p.m. time frame. And with that, coming up, KJ, talking about football, you called in, I think it was last Monday night to Sports Talk Mania, and I had a good conversation with James Paul Powell, who was actually at the Loretta practice facilities with you. He and I was getting in good conversation about the Loretta Mustangs, what they look like in your eyes.
Well, I think let me start off by saying first, it's kind of hard to make a judgment, and the reason is we've got a few kids that they've suffered some minor injuries, nothing really severe, but it's enough that Coach Boyd had said, listen, we're going to need you this year. Let's set you out for a couple of weeks. Let everything heal up, and that has been the case. Well, really every time I've been at the practice field so far this year, there's been a couple here and a couple there, and there were 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say at least four kids that at least 3 of those are going to see substantial playing time this year. That was setting out the other night, and so it's hard to make a judgment
right,
based on when you got guys missing. But just from what I saw out there, from what I was able to see, Lee, I really liked what I saw. I mean, the guys were very focused. They were going hard in the drills. The coaches, of course, right there motivating, and
right.
And it's I've been taking some pictures, and you can view those on our Mustangs TV Facebook page from the practices there, and you could tell by looking at those pictures, it's all business, so it's I think it's going to be a good year.
I'm looking forward to it. I know we're only 18 days away from that opening Friday night of high school football action again. Loretta Mustangs going to be traveling to Hohenwald, Tennessee to take on the Lewis County Panthers over there. And I was talking to a guy, as you know, I do some time at the Tennessee National Raceway, which is up in Hohenwald or just outside of Hohenwald, talking to a guy that actually works there at the track with us on Saturday nights, and he plays football for Hickman County. And seen where Hickman County was going to be coming to Loretta. He was telling me that they were coming to Loretta, I think, either this Friday or next Friday to play a scrimmage game. So, if you get a chance, you can head over to watch the Mustangs in action against Hickman County coming up. Like I say, I didn't really catch exactly the night. It was either this Friday or next Friday coming up. So if you get a chance, you can go support your Mustangs in preseason action before the season ever starts over in Lewis County.
I think it's this coming Friday.
Okay.
I think
I believe you're right.
I believe I have heard that. So, yeah, some of the guys were talking about the upcoming scrimmage also, and they're looking forward to that. Just a chance to hit somebody, not part of your own team,
Right.
and so yeah, they're definitely ready for that.
Seen today, actually heard today earlier, and then now when I got able to pick up the internet when I got to the house, seen where Johnny Manziel's taking some first team reps with the Cleveland Browns. So, and that's one of those things that it's kind of getting on my nerves about. And not Johnny Football himself. That's not what's getting on my nerves. By the way, give us a call at 931-629-1824, and that way me and KJ can maybe take some questions and answer some questions from you and give you our thoughts and opinions on things. That's what we're here for.
We'd love to hear your opinion.
Absolutely. We don't know it all. We're just going to talk about it all, and as one of our sponsors on Mustang TV would say, fake it till you make it. So, and we're not faking it here. We're sports fans, and I'm one of the hardcore sports fans that pay attention to the internet all the time. If you don't believe me, you can ask my wife, because she knows that I'm always stuck at the computer checking out what's going on with football, baseball, basketball, all the latest and greatest in the sports world. That's where you're going to find me. Talking about that, I want to get one of these in before. Let's go to one of our breaks real quick, KJ. Let's catch our breath, and when we come back, it's going to be time for Lee Haygood to give you his thoughts and opinions on the Tennessee Volunteers, as that's one of our teams we're going to go over. We're going to try to get the last three teams in today. It's Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. But when we come back from this break, before we draw those winning tickets for our Titans tickets, to give away to some lucky people that like our show and all that good stuff, we're going to give you what my thoughts are about the Tennessee Volunteers when we come back on Sports Talk Mania. The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee.
Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for listening to my brother Lee on Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. Be sure to also tune in on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock for the Big Fred Show. Me and Lee and Mustangs TV, we the Total Bro Network, baby. Tune in and listen to us.
Back here live, Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood, and today we got KJ, Kyle Johnson, sitting by my side. He's taking it in just as I am here on Sports Talk Mania. We'd love to get a phone call from you. Whether I'm going over predictions or what, you can always break in. We'll get back to what we was talking about at a later time. Give us a call at 931-629-1824 if you got any sports questions or just want to talk to us about sports. Give us a call by all means. And if you'd rather not just get online with us, you can go check us out. And KJ, give them that email address that they can pop us a question in.
It's sports talk at MustangsTV.com. Sports talk all together at MustangsTV.com.
Now, the big Tennessee Volunteers, and a lot of my friends that tune in to us and play back in the archives and all that. What are you going to do about Tennessee? What are you thinking about Tennessee? Well, I'm about to give that to you. We're talking it's time to pick the Tennessee Volunteers. And again, I'm sure I'm going to be 100% correct on everything I've picked from Alabama down to Vanderbilt, who we're going to try to get in today as well. And, I'm not going to miss any of these, KJ. I'm convinced that I'm right about these.
We'll see.
And unfortunately, with Tennessee, I think I'm right, but I don't think it's going to be as good as what Tennessee Volunteer fans such as me and yourself there, what we think is what we would like to see the Tennessee Volunteers do anyway. My thoughts on the Tennessee Volunteers. Had a caller earlier in the season, wanted to know who I thought the starting quarterback will be. I don't think there's any question of who we're going to see out there the first ball game. I think it's going to be Justin Worley, the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. My question about Tennessee this year, my biggest question is Butch Jones going to have enough of these? We're a top 10 recruiting class this past season. That doesn't mean that all of them's going to be on our team. All of them going to be playing. Some of them's going to have to be sent down to JUCO, and others is going to be sent elsewhere, and some of them just not, they're going to change their mind or have changed their minds or whatever. So with that being said, are we going to get all these top recruits? And if we get them, how fast can Butch Jones and the Tennessee Volunteer coaching staff coach these this young talent up quick enough to get on an SEC gridiron?
Got a big commitment from 2016 four-star quarterback. I think it was yesterday I saw that. That's a big commit.
It's a huge commit, but think about this, KJ. You're saying 2016? Guess what? They're only a sophomore now.
Yeah.
Or they could be only a freshman now, already committing. That's a lot of time between that time and when they graduate high school that they can change their mind. And we hope they don't do that. I don't get caught up in a lot of these real early commitments. I get caught up in more of the who's going to be playing for me this year thing, Right. And that's what I've looked at in my predictions for the Tennessee Volunteers in 2014. Well, let's start off by saying Tennessee is going to start off, I think, going 2-0 at least. And by saying that, let's get going through their schedule. We're going to give you a game-by-game prediction. Again, phone lines are open. If you'd like to call us, give us a call. We'll break out. We'll talk to you about whatever. 931-629-1824. Tennessee going to start off hosting Utah State. Don't think that's going to be even a close game. I think that's going to probably be, and I haven't seen where it's going to even be televised outside of pay-per-view and things of that, because I think everyone thinks that that's going to be a blowout right off the gate. Utah State, Tennessee, that's going to be a win for the Tennessee Volunteers. Second ball game, Arkansas State. Another one of those that I think is going to be another just a warm-up game for Tennessee Volunteers. Shouldn't see Justin Worley out there more than probably the second quarter. He'll probably be off the field after that, as I think Tennessee is going to go in with a halftime lead of about 24 points right there. Then we're going to get into the heart of what I call the schedule. And it's not even an SEC game. We got to travel to Oklahoma, take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Tennessee fans, bad as I hate to say this, I think Tennessee is going to suffer their first loss of the 2014 season out in Oklahoma. That's going to make them 2-1. Then we're going to start a little bit of a SEC kick. We're going to travel to the hedges, between the hedges there at Georgia. At Georgia, I'm giving Tennessee the win versus Georgia. You heard it first right here on Sports Talk Mania. Lee Haygood giving the win to Tennessee against Georgia, between the hedges at Georgia. I think that's our breakout game. I think that's the game that's probably going to set up the rest of our season. If we win that ball game, KJ, I see us doing real well through the rest of the season. However, that's going to be the one. That's going to be the one that we've got to take away against Mark Richt's Georgia Bulldogs. We got to take that, and if we do, I think it's going to set us up well for the season. Then we're going to go back to Neyland Stadium for the next ball game. At that point in time, that's going to be 3-1 for the Tennessee Volunteers. I think we're going to come off a huge win against Georgia. We're going to play flat against Florida Gators. Bad as I hate to admit this, I say Florida Gators takes that game from us. That makes the Tennessee Volunteers 3 wins, 2 losses after the Florida game.
See, I got to disagree with you right there. I think Muschamp has been struggling down at Florida. I think Tennessee could steal that one.
And I'll agree with they could steal it, but I'm going to stick by my guns. I'm going to say Florida takes that one. However, I'm going to be in there watching the Tennessee Volunteers and be rooting them on. Whether I'm here or having to listen to it on the radio somewhere, I'll be tuned into that ball game. And I'll be rooting the Tennessee Volunteers to a win. However, just don't see it happening. That's a loss on the Tennessee side. Then we take on Chattanooga, University of Chattanooga, at Neyland Stadium. I think that's another pushover game. I think we're going to win that one. That's going to make us, at that point in time, 4 wins, 2 losses. Then we're going to travel to Ole Miss. This is one that I sat and pondered on for probably 45 minutes, going over this one ball game, trying to match up. And it come down to where I was matching up quarterback against quarterback, running backs against running backs, defense against the offense in general in ways. And what I come up with is Tennessee Volunteers going to take that one against the Ole Miss Rebels. No hotty-toddy coming up for the Ole Miss Rebels against the Tennessee Volunteers. We're going to take that one. So the people in the Grove, they're just going to be looking good at that point in time after Tennessee takes the win there. They're just going to be looking good in their suits and their dresses and all that they wear down at Ole Miss on campus there at the Grove. Then we take on Alabama at Neyland Stadium. Alabama coming into Neyland Stadium. Unfortunately, I've got to give Alabama the win on that one, giving Tennessee the loss. That's going to put us at 5 wins and 3 losses at that point of the season. Then we're going to kick into the Ole Miss kicked us into the remainder of the season in the SEC. But then we got to make one hard travel game to South Carolina. That's one there that I think Steve Spurrier, like I said when I was predicting South Carolina's, I thought Steve Spurrier's got the best team I think he's had at South Carolina. And I truly believe that. By looking at all of what I've seen as far as stats and everything about all the players at South Carolina, what they've got returning, I see Steve Spurrier having the best talent he's had there since he's been there. I'm giving Tennessee another loss on that one. I'm giving South Carolina Gamecocks the win at South Carolina. Then we're going to finish with 2 games at Neyland Stadium and then 1 away. Those 3 games against Kentucky. We're going to be hosting Kentucky. I don't see it being another game back when the Coach Dooley was at Tennessee. I don't see us losing against Kentucky, especially not this season, giving Tennessee the win against Kentucky at home. Then we host Missouri. Missouri, one of those teams last year that I think surprised a lot of people, not only in the SEC but around the United States of America in college football. Stepping into the SEC, everybody thought they might be a 2-win, maybe a 1-win. A lot of people was predicting them even just have 1 win in the SEC. I'm giving Tennessee the win against them this year. Don't think they're quite the team they were last year. See Tennessee winning 21-11 in that ball game. And then we're going to travel to Vanderbilt, which is just right up the road from us, KJ, about 80 miles away. We can travel to Vanderbilt and watch the Tennessee Volunteers take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. I think with Coach Derek Mason being there and losing just about most of especially all the talent spots on the team this past season to graduation and people leaving for the NFL and what have you, I don't think Derek Mason's going to have the team that James Franklin had last year, nowhere near it. I'm giving Tennessee the win there. If you've been keeping up with what my predictions was, that's going to put the Tennessee Volunteers, following a losing season last year of 5-7 record, 8-4 this year. What's your thoughts about that, KJ?
Pretty accurate assessment.
I just don't see Coach Jones having the team to take on a lot of your tough SEC teams this season. I see him being, 2 years down the road. Like I say, it's going to all come down to how he can coach him and his coaching staff can coach this young talent up that he's got from all these great recruiting classes he's had the last couple of years. And they've got to coach him up. They've got to do something with it. And I don't think that we've gave him enough time yet. That's the reason I'm saying an 8-4 season for the Tennessee Volunteers this year. And I'm going to stick by that. That's 8-4. If we can get 8-4, are you going to be happy or are you not going to be happy?
8-4, I'll be very happy. And I think a lot of Tennessee fans would be as well.
Well, that's going to get us back to the bowl games that we're so used as Tennessee fans. We're used to going to bowl games,
Absolutely.
We're used to playing in that last month of the season, so-called. So we're going to take us a break now, KJ, and we're going to come back and we're going to draw for those 2 tickets to see the Tennessee Titans take on the Green Bay Packers this Saturday night. That's correct?
That's right.
All right. Let's take a little break. We'll be right back, and we're going to give away 2 tickets to the Tennessee Titans versus Green Bay Packers this Saturday night coming up at LP Field. We'll be right back on Sports.
Big Fred, tune in Thursday night. Big Fred Show. You never know what we're going to talk about. Never know where we're going to be. We'll be everywhere because that's where we like to be, is everywhere. Tune in Thursday night, 7 o'clock. The Big Fred Show. Also, check out Lee Hager's show, Sports Talk Mania. He's an encyclopedia, and if he don't know it, it ain't true. So there you go, y'all. Big Fred Show, Sports Talk Mania. Tune in.
The Tennessee National Raceway, where dirt track racing is at its best. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee. Come out each and every Saturday night during racing season, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the best dirt track racing anywhere around this area. That's the Tennessee National Raceway, 316 Racetrack Road, Hohenwald, Tennessee.
All right, back here on MustangsTV.com, and we've got all the names ready for the drawing, and we're going to draw those out. Lee, can I get a drum roll?
Can I draw the number?
Yeah.
Let me draw it.
Okay.
Number 19. Who's
all
19?
Right. We have got for number 19, let's see here.
Let's see. We're counting. We're having to count with our fingers and our toes on this situation.
All right. What do you think, K. Good? Is that who it is?
That's number 19. That's what we got.
Aaron Quackenbush. You are the winner of the Tennessee Titans tickets. 2 tickets to Saturday night's game at LP Field as the Titans take on the Green Bay Packers. Should be a great game, Lee.
Aaron Quackenbush, and how much time has he got to let us know, KJ?
He will have until Wednesday to claim his tickets. If he don't claim them, then we will redraw, and I'll post it back on our Facebook page.
All right, you heard it here first. Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. Got KJ by my side this evening. That's here on Mustangs TV, of course. And Aaron Quackenbush, congratulations on winning the 2 tickets to watch the Tennessee Titans take on the Green Bay Packers this Saturday night. Definitely a good ball game. Should be a good ball game. I know it's preseason, but yeah, even in preseason, at this point in time, you still get to see your main people. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers will at least play 1 or 2 drives for the Green Bay Packers on offense, and of course pondering the Titans defense, offense. First defense is going to be on the field as well. So we'll see what goes on there. Again, congratulations going out to Aaron Quackenbush on winning the 2 free Titans tickets. And you got it. You won them right here. Sports Talk Mania with Lee Haygood. Also Mustangs TV. Going to get in. Want to remind everyone, phone lines are open. If you like to talk any kind of sports, give us a call. You can break in at any time. We'll definitely listen to your thoughts and your opinions about things, other things besides what we've even talked about. We'd love to get somebody on here from that 14-year-old team that's going to the World Series. Love to get someone on here if you'd like to call in and talk about that and give us the good news. We'll be glad to hear that as well. Again, that's 931-629-1824. Give us a call here on Sports Talk Mania. Okay, let's get to our next team in the SEC. Prediction, Texas A&M. Well, guess what? No more Johnny Football, no more Mike Evans, and those were probably the 2 best players on the football field last season for the A&M Aggies. And with their loss, guess what? I'm probably going to give them a few losses as well. They've got a blue-chip freshman quarterback coming in. Not sure if they're going to get him on the field or not. From what I'm seeing, I'm thinking they're probably going to hold him out the first couple of games. Probably let him play maybe a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be the starter. But Kyle Allen, he's one of those blue-chip freshman QBs that's come in, one of the highly ranked through the United States, and Texas A&M actually gets him. Again, blue chip quarterback, probably one of the better quarterbacks coming into this year as far as being a freshman. I don't think they're going to have still enough to go. I don't think he's the quarterback that Johnny Manziel was. Their defense last year, KJ, even though A&M had a pretty good season last year with Johnny Football, their defense was terrible, and I'm putting that nicely. At times, they look like one of the better defenses in the SEC. But I'm gonna say probably 8 of the 12 ball games, they just weren't that good. So and I'm kind of anxious to see how their defense comes out this year. If they're going to be look as bad as they did last year. I know Coach Kevin Sumlin has got high expectations for this A&M team. I don't. In my predictions, I just don't do it in the SEC West, especially. SEC East and SEC West. SEC West, by far, I think, has got the best talent. I think they've got the best coaches on the SEC West side. That's not saying that you're not going to see one of those Final Four teams in college football come out of the East. Again, that's, but just by stats, based off of players that's coming back, I'm going to give the SEC West the upper hand on this. But let's get to Texas A&M. They're going to start off at South Carolina. I'm giving South Carolina the win there. A&M, you're going to start the season out with a loss. Then they take on Lamar. I had to actually do some research online. I'd never heard of Lamar. So I had to do a little research on that, so that tells you that they're not that good. So we're giving A&M the win there. Then they take on Rice, and these two games at home. Take on Rice. I'm giving them a win against Rice, another, just a warm-up game more or less for an SEC team. Then they travel to SMU, Southern Methodist University. Travel there. That's going to be a pretty good ball game, I think, for the first half. But I think after the first half, I think A&M's going to pull out on that one, as the talent is just not going to be that deep on the SMU side. So I'm giving that win to the Texas A&M Aggies, making them 3-1. Not a bad start. First 4 games, you come out of it 3-1. Not doing too bad. Well, keep an eye and an ear here at Sports Talk Mania, because these next 4 you're not going to like if you're an Aggie fan. They take on Arkansas at home. I'm giving Arkansas the win, A&M the loss. Then they're going to travel to Mississippi State. I'm giving Mississippi State the win, Texas A&M the loss. Then they're going to take on the Ole Miss Rebels. I'm giving the Ole Miss Rebels the win, the Aggies the loss. As if you can see a pattern coming on here. Then they're going to travel to Alabama. I don't think they're going to have anything for Alabama. Without Johnny Football there and getting in Alabama players' heads, I don't even see that being a ball game. I think Alabama's going to win huge in that ball game. That's going to give them their 4th loss in a row, 5 overall. That's going to make them 3 wins, 5 losses going back home after they traveled to Alabama to take on La Monroe. Louisiana Monroe coming in to Texas A&M, take them on. I'm giving A&M the win. They're going to get back on the winning side of football. But not for long, because then they travel to Auburn. At Auburn, you're getting a win in this one. A&M, you might as well not even make that trip, because I don't even see this being a ball game. Auburn takes it by a huge amount. I'm looking at 48-10, maybe, against Auburn. Auburn taking the win. Then they're going to take on Missouri. A&M, this was one of those games that I honestly wanted to go with Missouri, but I couldn't do it based off of everything that was going on as far as that part of the season and who everybody had played. I'm giving A&M the win on that one. Then they're going to take on LSU, the last game of the season. You might as well pack your bags on up, A&M. You're not going to a bowl game. Not in my eyes. Texas A&M Aggies finished with a 5-7 record. You got any opinions about that one, KJ? Texas A&M 5-7 in 2014.
That sounds about right. I think that's about what's expected. What's expected and what really happens, and who knows?
Well, I'm not going to be wrong.
Oh, that's right.
So it's going to be 5-7 for the Texas A&M Aggies. Let's go on and get Vanderbilt in again. Ladies and gentlemen, phone lines are open, 931-629-1824. Give us a call. Congratulations again going out to Aaron Quackenbush. Congratulations on winning the 2 Titans tickets that we gave away here on Sports Talk Mania. Compliments of Mustang TV. And let's go on into Vanderbilt. Again, give us a call if you'd like. Phone lines are open. Let's do the Vanderbilts. Let's go ahead and finish this up for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, I don't see you having that good a season this year. Matter of fact, you've had back-to-back 9-win seasons. Enjoy it. I'm a Commodore fan. Like I've always said, I'm always pulling for the teams that's closest to me. And that's the reason I'm a big Lawrence County fan in general. All these Lawrence County schools, I'm definitely going to be pulling for, no matter what the sport is. I'm always going to pull for them. After that, KJ, guess what? I'm going to start traveling a little bit out of state even sometimes. It's going to be, I'm going to start pulling for Green Hill, because Green Hill's just, 7, 8, 10 minutes away from us down here in Loretta. I'm going to pull for these teams like that, and these Florence Falcons and all these teams. I'm pulling for them just because they're close by. That's another reason I pull for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Had season tickets for Vanderbilt a few years back, and that's just because I was a Vanderbilt. This is back when they wasn't that good, when they'd win 2 ball games, 3 ball games a year, so on and so forth.
Right.
But anyway, Vanderbilt, for 2014, you're going to start off 4 home games in a row. You're going to take on Temple. You're going to win that one. Ole Miss, I see you losing that one. Ole Miss takes the win at Vanderbilt. Then UMass comes to town, comes to Nashville. I'm giving the Vanderbilt Commodores a win. Not bad, starting off 2-1. Then you're going to take on South Carolina. You got 4 games at home, and 2 of them, two of the toughest teams in the SEC, unfortunately. You're getting a loss against South Carolina. South Carolina Gamecocks going to take the win at Nashville. Then you're going to go on the road for a couple of games. You're going to go to Kentucky. I'm giving you the win against Kentucky. 3-2. Still not bad for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Then you're going to go to Georgia. Don't see you even playing Georgia to a good ball game at that point of the season. I'm giving Georgia the win there, Vanderbilt the loss, to even their record up at 3-3. Then they're going to take on Charleston Southern. There's another win, I think, for the Vanderbilt Commodores. That's 4-3. Then they travel to Missouri. This is another one of those games that I had to do a lot of studying on, and I think I come out. Missouri going to get the win. Vanderbilt going to get the loss. Then they take on Old Dominion at Nashville again. That's the Commodores we're talking about. Taking on Old Dominion, they get the win there. So far, I've got them win-loss, 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 win-loss. Taking on Old Dominion, you got it, a win there. Then they get to what I call the meat of their schedule, because that's when they're going to take on 3 SEC teams to close out their season. They're taking on Florida at home. I'm giving Florida the win there, Vanderbilt the loss. Then they're going to travel to Mississippi State. I think at this time Mississippi State's probably lost a couple of close games that they didn't think they should have lost. I'm giving Mississippi State the win there. Then they're going to host the University of Tennessee Volunteers in the final game of the season. Well, if you heard my Tennessee prediction earlier, I'm giving Tennessee the win. That means I got to give Vanderbilt the loss. Vanderbilt ends their season 2014 5-7, just like the Texas A&M Aggies that we went over a little bit earlier. So no questions asked. I know I'm right on all these college football SEC school predictions, and that's gonna wrap up our predictions for this year. And KJ, I'm keeping these papers just so at the end of the season I can go back and say, hey, looky here, I told y'all. This is what I told you on Sports Talk Mania each and every Monday. You can catch us on Mondays. Every Monday from the hours of 6 to 7 p.m., Sports Talk Mania, right here on Mustangs TV. Now that we've talked about all that, again, love to get a phone call from somebody from this 14-year-old squad that's going to the World Series. 629-1824, of course, the area code being 931. Again, 629-1824, give us a phone call. We'd love to talk to you about anything sports-related. Anybody that wants to talk to us about some youth football maybe going on, or some baseball that's still going on with our 14s winning the Southeast Regional and going to the World Series in the 14-year-old age group, man, we'd love to talk to you about it here on Sports Talk Mania.
Got about 10 minutes left in the show?
Yeah, man, we got about 11 minutes. We ain't going to rip nobody out of any time. We got 11 minutes remaining in the show.
That's why I said about.
Oh. You should have said a little more then. Okay, whatever. That's the reason we leave you at home. No, KJ, I appreciate the hard work you do for the community here in Loretta. I appreciate the hard work that you do on Mustangs TV, and I know that you'd be the first to say you can't do it without all of our great help that we got, and one that I just want to brag about is Miss Bailey. She does our camera work at just about every ball game that we film, and does an excellent job at filming. And I'm just tickled, to have her on the team here at Mustangs TV. I know football season coming on, and we're going to try our best to have 2 cameras going this year, if I ain't mistaken, at the home games anyway. Going to try our best to get both cameras working. We've got that big platform built over there on the side of the field, so we can get 2 different angles coming at you. And I don't see no reason why we shouldn't be able to get that done. And I know you've been working hard at it, and I appreciate all that hard work. I know these fans that watch Mustang TV and the Loretta Mustangs on Friday nights, I know they're going to appreciate that.
Yeah, that's something that I've been really trying to get accomplished this off season, is finding a way to get us some video from the filming platform that's going to be high quality, and I think I've found it. So looking forward to that and getting that going, and just looking forward to football season.
Absolutely, man. We're only as I said earlier, 18 days away. Matter of fact, this time, 18 days from now, KJ, we're gonna have everything set up. And we'll be ready to record some things going on over at Lewis County High School.
Absolutely. Can't wait for it. Got 2 big games to start off the season. We'll have Lewis County and then Rogers at home. Just 2 bam right back to back right there.
And you heard me talk about that just a second ago, talking about Green Hill. That's where Rogers High School is at. 10 minutes from us, once you get out here on the Highway 43, 10 minutes down the road, headed south, and you're at Rogers High School, which is Green Hill, Alabama. And that's our first home game, if I ain't mistaken, right? They come to see us this year.
We'll have 3 in a row at home, starting with Rogers.
Okay.
And then I think we'll travel for something like 4 in a row, and then we'll come back home for senior night. So it's an interesting schedule this year.
And then we got that game that we've got to travel to this year coming up, where we got to travel to a different country, and I'm talking about Trousdale County.
Yeah, that'll be, I think that's game number 2 or 3 in the road trip, and yeah, that'll be. They got to make that drive down here to Loretta last year, so we'll get to make the drive up there to them this year, and so that'll definitely be a vacation day off from work, no doubt about it. And I'm sure
we're all going to have to take a vacation day if we're supposed to work.
The whole crew will have to take one there. So, but that's okay.
Hey, we enjoy our time together, don't we?
Absolutely. We
have fun.
We always make the best of it. We'll probably make a day of it and go and get into something. I don't know. I don't really know what.
We'll let people know in advance. That way, if you wanna have fun with a Mustang TV crew on that little road trip, we'll be more than happy to stop somewhere and eat with people and talk to people about what's going on and all the good stuff.
We may try to get a charter bus together for that one.
Hey.
Let the Mustangs TV crew ride, and then just say, hey, if anybody wants to ride, just.
Hey, there you go. That's a good idea.
A few bucks, and you can join us, and we'll stop and do some different things.
We'll just
maybe something we have to look into.
Hey, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that, but that's a good idea, KJ. That way, we can get a few people traveling with us, and everybody pitch in a few dollars to cover the charter bus. That's a good idea. We may look into getting that going on between now and the Trousdale County game.
If Big Fred goes, that'll complete the Total Bro Network right there.
The Total Bro Network will be aboard.
Oh my goodness! Don't you know that'll be all kinds of fun right there.
Well, they've always, and that's one thing I think Miss Bailey, I think that's the reason she wants to hang around, is because she never knows what Big Fred and myself are going to get into, because we're going to have fun. I can promise you that, as we always do at Mustang TV. Now, we take it serious. Our football is serious, and we take Mustang TV serious, and that's the reason we want to thank all of our sponsors right now at this point in time. For Mustangs TV, we want to thank our sponsors here on Sports Talk Mania. I want to thank our sponsors for the Big Fred Show. Without you guys, there's no way we can do what we do and have the fun that we have.
I want to mention right quick, we're working on getting all of our sponsors here on Sports Talk Mania added. That we got some updating to do, and I'll admit I just hadn't got to do it yet. I want to thank Express Med. We want to thank Loretta Insurance Services, Debbie Ezel. Go see her for all of your insurance needs right here in Loretta.
Man.
Want to thank Southern Craft Manufacturing, Rodney Robinson up there. He's always been a big supporter of Loretta High School athletics and always been a big supporter of Mustangs TV. So we definitely want to thank him. And I'm sure that I'm leaving one out somewhere, so I apologize in advance. So,
but we're gonna get them on.
That's right.
We're gonna get this updated. We're gonna get them on.
I'm gonna try to have them ready by next week. We'll see what we can do there.
And we're going to take care of our sponsors the best way we can because, and KJ, in case somebody's out here tuned into Sports Talk Mania that would like to maybe get involved with Sports Talk Mania or Mustang TV in general, if I ain't mistaken, and I know you've posted this and people shared it through our Facebook page and everything else, we had several viewers last year that actually tuned in to our ball games and our graduations and awards ceremonies and all this other stuff that we had going on. And like I said, we're looking to branch out. We're going to try to start getting more Lawrence County, Lawrenceburg stuff in, a lot more Summertown stuff in as well. But even just where we're at now, you posted some numbers, and I'm like, wow, we've had that many people, tuned in to Mustangs TV to listen to me and you and Big Fred and all the rest of us, run our mouth and enjoy what we do and stand behind these Mustangs and Lawrence County Wildcats, Summertown Eagles. Give us some numbers just off the top of your head.
Oh, it was I want to say 8,200 plus.
Wow.
That tuned in. 8,200 plus that tuned in. I think we broadcasted a total of 76, I believe is what I got, 76 events last year.
Wow.
For a total of 8,200 plus viewers. And I tell you, the numbers year by year just keep going up, Lee. They're not going down. They just keep going up. And it's just... everybody I come in contact with just says, "Oh, y'all do such a great job," and just always so complimentary. And we the first thing I always do is thank our whole crew because I know I've said this before, but I'll say it every single time. No one person could do this alone. There's just no way. And, too, we've always got our sponsors to thank. As sponsors, we've had, I don't know the exact number, Lee, but I know me and you have talked about this before. We have got sponsors that have been with us from day one.
Right.
From the beginnings of Mustangs TV. They've been there for us ever since the beginning. And, folks like that sponsor us, you just it lets you know that they believe in you.
Right.
It lets you know that they believe in what they're supporting. And they get some advertising out of it.
Oh,
too.
absolutely.
That's always a good thing.
It works. It's a win-win situation. And like you said, KJ, I'll be the first to sit here and say, talk about the teamwork that we have here at Mustang TV. A guy that works with me, his motto is teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
And he's right. And that's something that I know you had a dream of Mustang TV years ago, and, you implemented it. Well, guess what? Your dream continues to grow, but most of all, the reason it continues to grow, like you said, is the team that we've got working here at Mustangs TV, and also all these great sponsors that we get each and every year, whether it's the new ones that we've gotten, we've picked up this year, or whether it's some old ones. And like you said, the ones that's been with us from day one, like Loretta Insurance Service, and I know they're not the only one, but Miss Debbie Ezel been with us from day one and been a huge supporter of Mustang TV, and just people off the street. That first year it was done, you was having people just come up and donate a little bit of money here and there, and things like that goes a huge and a long. It's huge and goes a long way in what we're able to do with Mustang TV and Sports Talk Mania and the Big Fred Show. Because without these supporters, without these viewers, these great viewers that we have, and I agree with you. Most people is going to give us some of the most compliments that you can get, and some great compliments, and we appreciate those. And you know what? I ain't never seen you get down on yourself, or myself get down on myself for a critic every now and then. You know, we do have somebody that'll say, well, you did this wrong, or you said that wrong, or you done this wrong. But you know what? That's what we're here for. We're here to get better. We're trying to make Mustang TV better. We're trying to get our community better by what we do. And that's what the bottom line comes down to. Everybody's working hard to complete a goal, and that's to get our community more involved, whether it's Loretta, Lawrenceburg, Summertown, Etheridge, Leoma. We're just trying to get this. I mean, we've covered, little league ball games on Mustang TV.
We try to get everybody involved.
And if I ain't mistaken, we covered Summertown. I can't remember what age they was, 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, because I can remember covering this game because it was hot. And I told y'all if I was going to be there, you had to have me a tent. And you had me a little tent up out there, so we was in the shade. But I remember covering, there wasn't even a Loretta team in it, but there was a Summertown team, and I think it's Wayne County maybe, or
New Prospect.
Was it?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember who it was, but I remember us covering that game, and that's what we're here for. And without our sponsors, we couldn't do that. So if you know of anybody that would like to get a sponsorship in, like KJ said earlier, 8,200 viewers for last year alone.
And it's only growing.
And it's growing. It's getting bigger every year. We started out with one because you got to start with one before you got 8,200. So we started out with one, built it up to 8,200 this past season, and we may get to 82,000 this year. Who knows? And that's what our goal is. That's what we want to make it bigger and better each and every year as we go on. KJ, the time has come for the end of a show. Time to come. Congratulations again going out to, who was it?
Aaron Quackenbush.
Aaron Quackenbush.
He has been trying to call me already to claim his tickets, and I apologize, Aaron, for not being able to answer, but I'll give you a call back here as soon as the show finishes up.
So, again, congratulations to Aaron Quackenbush. KJ will get back with you here before long. And, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, we appreciate you, as always, tuned in to join us. And those of you that's going to listen to us on archive, hey, listen to us live. You can get in the conversation with us here on Mustang TV.
We're here every Monday night, 6 to 7 Central Time.
That's exactly right. Every Monday night between the hours of 6 to 7 p.m., we're going to be here on Sports Talk Mania. I'm your host, Lee Haygood, and beside me tonight I had
KG,
Kyle Johnson. Until next time, everyone have a great week. Until next Monday at 6 o'clock, Godspeed.